Check, check, 1, 2. Attempt number 5, because my dogs keep going nuts, so we're gonna try to get through this. First off, YouTube, this is not a firearm, okay? This is an airsoft replica. Don't go crazy. Okay? Anyway, what is this? This is an EDGI Jurassic. It's a VSR10 variation. I say variation because from here back, at least in the cylinder area, nothing is VSR compatible. Triggers are compatible. Here I've got a Springer Custom, I think it is. Which one is this? This is the V9.2. I've had it for a while. I don't know what version he's on now, but that has been the nicest trigger I've ever had. It's been through another rifle plus this one. I've fielded this one for over a year now. This gun is made by EDGI Customs. It's a full stainless receiver, heat treated, stainless inner cylinder as well. It's the only stainless one that's been sold to my knowledge. It's just the only people that have them is me and him. This gun is a made to order gun. You contact EDGI and you tell them, like, you know, I want a Jurassic. He might make you a stainless one now if you ask him, I don't know. Anyway, choose your receiver setup. You can choose your outer barrel. Here I have a carbon fiber one. You can choose the length of it. I go for the shorter gun. This is running a 300 millimeter, also EDGI dual bore bull inner barrel. It's like a 10 mil diameter. It's really big for a VSR barrel on the outside. I'm running a Modify X-Range bucking with a maple leaf nub. I've ran R hops, I've ran flat hops, I've ran everything under the sun. And that Modify X-Range and that little maple leaf combo, it's been the most consistent setup I've ever done. And I've had them all, man. I've built Tanaka M700s, I've built KJW M700s, I've done VSR10s. Here I've got one of my older setups here. This is an old Wolverine Bolt VSR10. I mean, I've been doing this a while. And that's kind of what led me into getting this. You know, I got tired of the pot metal Chinese guns with the screws wearing out and the outer barrel play and all that. I wanted something solid. And I told him whenever we were building this that I'll make a video of it, because there's not really a whole lot of info on these guns, at least in the stateside, you know. But I wanted to, you know, put some time behind it and all that and really put it through a test before I, you know, came on here and told you guys about it, because the last thing I want to do is blow smoke up your ass. And I can assure you, I'm not being paid by anybody. This is just facts, right? So yeah, let's just get into this thing. Most people that run VSR10s, you know, it's kind of a pain to get your cylinder out. You got to take it out of the stock usually, or I've seen some dudes like Blind Sniper. He made like a pretty sweet little pull tab setup where he can get it out. That's cool. But for the majority, you're having to do it the other way. With this gun, it's pretty simple. It's a really cool design. So what we do, flip this guy around. Right here on the back, this is your spring guide stopper. You got a little Allen key there. So what we do, we grab our Allen key, spin that guy off real quick. Okay, now push this out from the back right here. Get it just like that. You can pull your entire setup out. This is handy because this is, I mean, honestly, this is how I clean the rifle. I put it up in a sled and I push the patch through. I turn my hop up all the way off and I just be really careful, and that's how I clean this thing, and it's really simple. I hate taking the gun out of the stock. I definitely don't want to unthread the barrel more times than I have to, because the fitment on this right here is super tight. Anyway, let's go into the internals here a little bit. Bore up VSR, bigger diameter cylinder, bigger diameter piston. As you can see, the machine work, the fitment on everything. This ain't no pinned receiver, none of that stuff. This is just high quality, nicely made stuff. You'll see here on the cylinder, you got a little hole here. That's the AGU and reassembly, which I'll show you about. But yeah, let's pull this apart real quick. And yeah, I'm using pliers because I don't have a nice tool. I've been doing it this way for, yeah, like 10, 15 years now. Old habits die hard, man. So here we go. Nice concave cylinder head, double O-ring, really nice. It's got a little pad right there. Got your sap piston. Everybody's familiar with these probably if you've heard of the Sniper Mechanics Wasp, or I think Stalker might have one now, but similar concept. It's a weight adjustable piston. This one's got a shock absorbing element to it. When I push on this, you can see it kind of move, right? And yeah, like I said, you can change the weights. You have multiple weights in here you can change. and get it to exactly how you want to shoot, as far as joules and even the way it feels, how much like thud it has, you know, because the heavier you go on the piston, the more inertia, the more thud you're gonna have. So you can tune it however you like it. Let's get back to putting this thing back together. I'll show you how to do that. When you look at the spring guide, this isn't your normal like spring guide, the way it looks. You're like, what the heck is all that? And the simplest way I can explain it is that your spring guide stopper goes like that and integrates into that, and that's what holds it in there in the gun whenever you're assembling it. You just drop it in there like normal, drop that in there like normal, and as you can see, when we look at it right there, you can't see through, so now that pin won't go through. So what you got to do is you kind of just got to sit here until you get it like that. And what I like to do is take the pin, put that pin in there. Now I don't have to worry about that spring guide rotating. So throw that back on there. We talked about earlier that little hole, and what that little hole is for is we're going to take and we're going to push our piston down. We're going to push it down, and we're going to grab something to put in that hole like that. And now as you can see, that Allen wrench is holding onto the end of the piston. You can throw your piston head, or cylinder head, sorry, back on, and you don't have to worry about that thing come flying at you. Now, do not wave this thing around all crazy and stuff. I'm not saying do that, but if you just, you know, pay attention, don't do nothing dumb, this thing is not going to come flying out at you. And it makes your life a lot easier when it comes to putting one of these back together, I can assure you. So, get this going back on. These things are, you know, machined so tight, when they stop, they just stop. You couldn't move that if you were Hulk Hogan, rest in peace. And once you get that done, pull that guy out, and you're assembled. It comes with this little rubber damper here. It's just a little damper to eliminate any kind of like pinging style noise, you know, when the gun's firing and it's hitting the hop-up chamber. So yeah, that's that. Let's throw it back in the gun. Typical stuff. Lay it in there. Pull the trigger to drop the sear. Goes in, and I mean, look at the fitment on this thing, by the way. There is no wobble in that, hardly at all. Throw that guy in there. Take your stopper. You might have to move your handle up and down a little bit, like that. Drops right in. Grab your screw. Drop it in there. Grab your Allen key. Spin this guy on. And you don't got to go crazy at all. I just go click with my finger, and that's done. Yeah, it's pretty much it on this rifle. Comes with all stainless hardware. I don't know if that was just my case because I got the stainless receiver, so Ed was cool enough to just like match it up with stainless hardware for me. Yeah, this thing is just built like an absolute tank. Bolt pulls really smooth. As you can see, next to no movement in that thing. Not very loud at all. Very nice. But yeah, that's the EDGI Jurassic. If you guys have any issues or questions, or if you're thinking about ordering one, leave a comment down below. I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I'll put a little shooting video here at the end, where I'll show you where I shot it at 100 yards and how accurate it is, so stick around for that. That's it. It's another hit. Hit the base of it. Hit it again. Hit it again. Hit again. Hit again.
and hit again. Mind you, this is offhand shooting. 2.3 joules, 0.48. Let's see if I can flip you around and get this thing to not zoom. That's where I'm shooting. 106 yards.